Hi, my name is Samantha Magdaleno, and I'm running for state representative in District 6. District 6 includes Ecorse, River Rouge, Southwest Detroit, all bottom half of Detroit, all the way to Belle Isle.
So Samantha, I want to thank you for coming out. I know out of your rough day, I know you got a lot of, knocking on doors. So I just want to give a general background to the people in terms of, what's your platform, what are you focusing on? You've been a grassroots community activist for quite some time. So it's very important for people to have background and education about, who you are and also what are you planning to do when you get in office. So could you briefly give a little bit of background of your involvement as far as community work, just real brief?
Yeah, so briefly, I've been doing it for over 10 years. Literally started in high school throughout my bachelor's degree, my master's degree. I've never taken a break, really focusing on immigration, but specializing in actually training communities in strategic thinking and how to address issues without actually relying on politicians to actually push for change themselves using people power.
Okay, and that's very important, especially our organization. We call ourselves the People's Action. We truly believe that the power resides and rests within the people. So that's a very important thing. So I commend you on taking that initiative with the community work. I guess the other question I want to ask you. So let's talk about your platform. You got three main things that you're focusing on. One of them I found was interesting in terms of you said voter suppression. So what are you planning on doing in terms of the voting aspect?
So we have a lot of voter suppression here in District 6, and we have one of the lowest voting turnout in District 6. So what I'd like to do is actually have automatic voter registration for you as soon as you turn 18 and you're a citizen. Like, you don't have to register, you don't have to go fill out anything. Like, it's a right that our ancestors died for. We shouldn't have to continue to jump through hurdles to get through to it. So 10 other states have it. It's definitely something that's plausible. Illinois has it, and I think we can push for it here in Michigan.
Okay, that's a good point. And then, of course, the insurance. I mean, Michigan has a big problem when it comes to auto insurance. I mean, that's one of the things that's been prevalent over the course of years. I can't stress how some people don't even use the Detroit address just simply so they can get cheaper insurance. So what is your approach to it, and what do you plan to do anything when you get in the house in terms of auto insurance and dealing with the red line that a lot of Detroiters face?
Yeah, so definitely my approach to insurance is going to be twofold. It's going to be on the inside, working with other legislators to look at insurance policy plans. Current Stephanie Chang is working on one of fair reform plan, and I'm liking it because it does address redlining. It does address when you're seniors, like it actually dropping instead of increasing. But I also want to advocate for those that are not in office to collectively start putting pressure on particular politicians that are holding this bill back. And I want to make it personal. That's what no other candidate really talks about or is willing to do. Like, I want to tell them, like, look, I was in the room, so-and-so is very against it, their name, not just the Republicans, but making it personal. And I want to start pushing it further, grassroots style, so that way we can get insurance. Because what legislators fail to realize is when they pass these policies, it personally affects us. It hurts our jobs, it hurts our families, it hurts our education, because you can't get to school, you can't get to work, you can't get to doctor's appointments. So all of this really affects us. So we need to make it as personal as it is to us, to them.
So I guess the other question I wanted to ask you about on your platform is the driver's license, things of that sort. So what do you plan on doing with that? What is that about?
So in 2008, we actually had driver's licenses for undocumented people. And having driver's licenses for undocumented people doesn't just directly affect the undocumented people, it benefits all of us. Because if you get into an accident with somebody uninsured, you're going to end up getting screwed out of the deal. So it's safer to make sure everybody has access to auto insurance, which means everybody needs a driver's license. And then that way, also immigrant families can stay together. Right now in the Trump administration, they're targeting them like crazy, and we don't have an immigrant champion in office So I feel like that actually started as one of my main points, and after door knocking, that's when I was like, okay, auto insurance has to stay on here because everybody else promises it, but when they get elected, they're silent. And me, I'm too stubborn. Like, there's no way I'm gonna drop it. So I'm like, okay, this is the biggest concern. That's staying on there. And then when I was walking through, my hood, and I noticed, are you registered? No. Are you registered? No. I was like, okay, voter suppression. So that's how I came up with like my 3 platforms.
Wow. And that's pretty much something that I think that most candidates that are running should come up with their platform based upon the grievances and the needs of the people. You don't just say, okay, I think this is what I think people need. You base it upon actually getting out here, communicating with people, and talking to them. That's how you develop your platform. I got one last question I want to ask you. The Emergency Manager Act. Is it what, Public Act 436? How do you feel about that? I mean, I know at this point it's already been passed, but if there was a proposal to repeal it, would you be open to that? And I just want your opinion because there's a lot of strong feelings about that. We know initially I forgot what it was called. It was Public Act 4 or something, but initially people voted it down. Then they added the money to the bill. They got where people can vote on it. It was only the House of Representatives and the state legislators. So the House of Senate, I'm sorry. So with that being said, how do you feel about it? I just want your opinion about it.
I would vote to repeal it. The first chance that I get. I mean, we've seen what happened in Flint. We see what's happening with DPS over here, and Detroit's the only city that literally has unqualified teachers, and this is all rooting from the emergency manager law. So that's something that we definitely need to repeal.
Okay. Well, it was a pleasure talking with a hard worker. So make sure y'all come out. TPA is endorsing Samantha for state representative in District 6. We asking y'all to come out and support this lady. She's been, like I said, y'all heard her. She's been out here putting in work for 10 years. And I can say, I vouch for that. She actually has been out here. And this is why you should vote for her, because she's sincere. She cares about her community. And every time I see her, she's sweating because she's busting her behind, seriously. So peace and love. And hopefully y'all get out and vote.